Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Wowo for ABOUTGH.football, and we are back in Casablanca, Morocco for the semifinals of the ongoing 2025 African Cup of Nations competition. Remember that the first time depositors on the official 1xBet platform get up to 300% bonus when they use our promo code ABOUTGH, all in capital letters. I'm not in Morocco alone. I'm here with the entire team, and I'm here with
Selwyn Saki.
and
Efson, feels good to be back. I think the weather is okay now.
yes, the sun is out here in
The
Casablanca.
sun is out. And
Well, we did watch all the semi-final
Yeah.
games. The first one between Senegal and Egypt in Tangier, and the bigger one in Rabat. It was between Morocco and Nigeria.
But you think that was
Nigeria.
the bigger one?
Yeah, that was a bigger one in terms of
Are you sure? I
no,
don't
in
think
terms
so.
the fans.
Maybe
in
the
the
hype
stadium.
around it, but
hype.
I feel the Egypt Senegal was the bigger one.
Okay, well, let me mention that Selwyn was in Tangier for the Senegal and Egypt game, and we were in Rabat
right.
for the Nigeria and Morocco game. I keep forgetting to mention Nigeria. I beg your pardon, please. It's not intentional. It's just it was because it was too many Moroccan fans in that stadium. 64,000 attendance in the stadium yesterday, out of 69,000 capacity. So tell us, how was the fans? How was the atmosphere in Tangier for the Senegal versus Egypt game?
Interesting that you're saying that you saw more red than green in Rabat, but I saw more green than red in Tangier. It was crazy, and mentioning in terms of the attendance, Tangier Stadium was 68,000, but it recorded 52,000 people in the stands. Most of them were Senegalese. Looking at it from the outside, it was a great atmosphere. The Senegalese came in tripping in. Some were looking good. The ladies were dressed very well. It looked
West African ladies, please. We always turn up.
It looked like the fashion show, the runway coming there, and they looked very prepared for the game. The Senegalese fans were exciting. They had so much energy entering the stadium, and the atmosphere, bro. If you see their fans up somewhere, there were some sticks that they keep on making noise with, and you could hear that all over. There were some Senegalese also on another end. All over the stadium was green, and they took over the place and showed on the pitch. Senegal controlled the game, and exciting times in Tangier.
But one will ask why there were more West African Senegalese in the stadium when Morocco is closer to Egypt than Senegal is close to Morocco.
Well, I don't know why. I'm not Senegalese, but then you can tell that they were more poised for this game. I don't know why the Egyptians didn't come, because even around me, I could see barely 3 of them just on my side, and everyone else was Senegalese. And some of them even thought I was Senegalese. And anytime someone sees me, they look at me and they're like, Senegal. And I was say, Senegal. So it was a very good time. And then it looked beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful stadium, great people, and everybody was nice and enjoyed the game.
Finally, before I move on
I think I suspected something like this because before the game I read that they were, remember the World Cup qualifiers that happened in Dakar that Senegal won. There was a little boy who was using the laser on the Egyptian players. I think I read that what am I saying, Egyptian the Senegalese air was looking for that boy just to sponsor him a fully sponsored trip just to Tangier to watch the game. I think there was a lot of buzz, and Senegal had made the Tangier their home, so there were a lot of Senegalese there. They were flying people in and out, but it has to do with the confidence coming into the game because obviously on paper Senegal were favorites, so they had a lot of confidence, a lot of people flying in. I saw a lot of watching the game from the TV. I saw a lot of Senegalese celebrities, people who were born in France. I saw Omar Sy, Lupin. I saw Akon. I saw all the other guys. So I think it was more of the confidence on the part of the Senegalese, knowing very well they could beat Egypt. So they flew in. But for the Egyptians, I don't think they even expected to reach this stage of the competition. So when they had Senegal, of course,
because I predicted Egypt to be one of the favorites. One of the favorites.
I don't think they were favorites on paper. I think they were dark horses, and where they got to were just they merited it, because I don't think Hussam Hassan is the right man for the Egyptian national team at the moment. But it feels like they've tried a lot of foreign coaches, and they're still not getting the results. So what do we do? Let's just give the job to Hussam Hassan, and I think he's done a good job qualifying for the World Cup. And fair enough, he and his brother, technical director Ahmed, they've done some good job with the Egyptian national team. But I think Egyptians are not really confident in their tactical prowess. Maybe there's going to be talks about changing them or
Yeah.
maybe altering the technical setup before the World Cup. Because if Egypt play like this at the World Cup, for
Yeah,
instance,
yeah. So I was
they're
thinking
going to be
the,
battered.
the same thought I had is that even this tournament, we didn't expect Egypt to.
Yeah.
The only time we started noticing them was
Wow.
in the
I think they should sponsor me because
the,
I had
the
belief in
time
them.
I started noticing Egypt was the knockout stage, and that's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
That Egypt's in the knockout stage, and that's even my thoughts in this game. Even after the first half was goalless draws, like Egypt, when they are able to take you goalless draw to 90 minutes, you're in trouble.
I think that was exactly what they wanted
Yes,
to do. They
that's what
just,
they- yeah.
I predicted they were going to absorb the pressure. They were going to allow Senegal to have a lot of the possession.
Yeah.
And they would like to sit back. But the thing is that Senegal also stifled Egypt's attack. Any way they wanted to play the counter-attacking, because the thing
Diouf-
about
Diouf
this,
was
the
immense.
thing,
He
the
didn't
thing
allow
about
Salah.
Senegal is that their fullbacks are youngsters.
Yes.
Full of
They're
energy.
full of energy. They
Stamina,
can
yeah.
run for 90 minutes and not get tired. So if you're going to use that tactics about counter attack, it's not going to work.
No way.
It's not going
Yeah.
to work. So I think they had to deploy a different strategy, but they were just stifled. Everything that they planned, everything they thought about, wasn't just working for them.
But speaking of the fullbacks, how did Salah compete with those?
My man of the match was Diouf.
Yeah.
There was no way
West
for
Ham
Salah.
boy.
He tried everything. Diouf was always the first person to the ball. Physically, he was over Salah. Everything. Salah just couldn't play around Diouf. And you could tell that the fans were also veering him up.
Yeah.
When he makes a tackle, he goes to the fans and he lifts them up. And no, Salah had an off day. But credit to Diouf, that was my man of the match. He took over the whole game.
The sad news for Senegal is that for another cup final, Koulibaly will be out due to yellow card suspension. Too bad. But we can move on to the second semi-final game where Morocco won through penalties versus Nigeria. Come on, that game. Listen, the stadium was shaking. The noise was deafening. I remember I saw a little kid that had to close his ears for minutes because they turned out for their boys.
I was surprised when I saw the screen and it was written 65,000 or
Yeah,
64,000. I was
Probably
like,
more
That
than
was
that.
more than
of course, because apparently the stadium was sold out. The Nigerians were complaining they didn't get tickets, and so right now I'm currently worried because what is going to be the solution for the final?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of Senegalese fans in Morocco.
Yeah.
So is it going to be a 40-60 or a 60 or 70-30? Because CAF has to find a solution.
Yeah.
Because Nigerian fans they were absolutely livid because a lot of them couldn't get tickets to buy. The Moroccans had bought a lot of the tickets, they had hoarded it, and they were just refusing to sell to the Nigerians. So I think it's something that it's going to come up, and maybe the CAF has to come up with a good strategy because Senegal fans will also want to turn out for the final and all that. So let's see how it goes. But for the game itself, I think the best team won. I'm not going to talk about the game, just talking about the fans. I think Morocco coming
can talk
into
about
this,
the game. You can talk
Morocco
about the
coming
game.
into this tournament, they realized that the best position for them to win it is to play a lot of their games or to play all their games at the Prince
the same-
Moulay
the
at
same
the last
turf,
stadium.
yeah.
So they knew it. They looked at the path and they knew that topping their group will mean they will play their knockout games here.
Yeah.
So I think it was a calculated move by them. They standed their ground, picking up maximum points in the group stages, topping the group, playing the knockout stage games. And so I think the Nigerians were overwhelmed. Look at how they were playing. They were overwhelmed by the crowd.
But the crowd or the stadium or the turf or what
They
exactly?
were overwhelmed by a lot of
everything.
factors because before the start of the game, I think 2 or 3 Nigerian players came out to just survey the pitch. And the moment they got out, the PA system ringing up boos. Boo.
The
So
whistles.
yeah.
So particular whistle. They don't say boo, but there's a particular
whistle.
Yeah.
It's a PA system.
It's not just the fans.
Oh!
but the PA
Oh yeah,
system.
it's a PA system.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
it
there's a PA
gets
system for
it
that.
gets louder. I
Because I just wondering, like, no.
Because if you look around people, do you see people around you?
they're not whistling. Yeah.
I see like a couple of,
But it's not everybody.
it
No,
can't-
no.
Yeah,
Too loud.
yeah, it was too loud.
It's not natural
Wow.
because
But is that loud though?
no, yeah, it's allowed.
Okay.
At the Bernabeu and other
Yeah.
places,
That's
they
my
do
stadium. I do what I want to do.
You
with
see,
it.
they do it. So it's just it's just part of the crowd atmosphere just to intimidate people. It's part because there was one thing that I took notice of. Even those who were supposed to be working for CAF, because Iwabali went to, I think prior to the penalty shooter, 15 minutes to the penalty shooter, he went to the technical bench and they gave him, let's say, a towel. I'm sure it was penalty notes. And he brought it to his goal post. And one guy wearing a suit who was supposed to direct the affairs and went to take it and threw it away. I was like, oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so I took notice of, so they are using everything to their advantage just to win the tournament. And I just hope they win it, because if they do not win it,
because
I want to come to you the game, because you were not in the stadium, but you were following the game, watching the game outside. Did you not think that it took so long for a goal to come, considering Nigeria had scored 14 goals in this competition, and then Morocco have considered just one?
That's what I was about to say, because prior to the game, you know that Nigeria scores the most goals. But in this game, they had a different attitude. They couldn't even attack. And that's what comes to the atmosphere. It does to the players. And you saying that even before the game, they came to survey the pitch.
And you see, what people don't realize, how many Nigerian players have been in high-pressured games. That's what I'm saying. Maybe Osimhen, because he played in Napoli. So maybe Napoli,
even
Galatasaray, or Galatasaray also, they like Turkey have those high-pressured games. So maybe Osimhen, maybe Iwobi, because he came from Arsenal, so high-pressured game. But who? Kevin Bassey, Fulham?
You can't do your agenda. Selwyn, please continue with us about the game. We get you.
And for his points, it's true. The crowd got to them. I feel like the Nigerian players were big. Some of them crumbled because there were some new players, the right back who hasn't really played, Samuel, all these things will get to them, because it was a different attitude from Nigerians looking at the other games where Tanzania and the rest, they came in 4-0 Tunisia, they just trashed them over. But this game was different. They're playing the host nation, the crowd and everything. They got to them. That's what you guys were saying. I'm sure.
No, but you see, the thing is also, let's forget about the fans and let's come to the tactical point of the game. And I think Eric Shaw also lost the game from the bench, because I was looking at the game and looking at Nigeria's shape. Morocco were playing a very high line. So why were they not spreading the ball across the wings? I thought the Nigerian fullbacks...
Well, isn't that Wilfred Ndidi factor? Did you think came to play? Or
you don't need Ndidi to spread the ball to the wings.
That's not even his role.
Because the reason they were not spreading the ball to the wings, because you could realize that Lookman was more central. And I was expecting, because when I was previewing the game and I was looking at a tactical battle between Hakimi and Lookman, I thought Lookman was going to pin Hakimi to his rightful position, and I was worried for Morocco, because I thought, because Hakimi likes to overlap, so who is going to help him? But it wasn't the case. I saw more of the Nigerian attackers or the wingers playing more central, and I think it was a wrong approach from Eric Shaw, because you had used a tactical position. You've taken a tactical position that had worked for you, scored 14 goals, Lookman on the left, Akko Adams on the right, and always breaking down the necks of fullbacks. So I thought the approach was wrong. Prior to the game, I read that he said they were going to sit back in the first half and observe. You don't sit back and observe in a semi-final game. Because Walid Regragui clearly did his homework well. He realized that Iwobi was a creator-in-chief. What does he do? Iwobi always had two players breathing down his neck. He couldn't create. That is why Nigeria had 0 big chances in the game. They had an XG of 0.05. Do you know what that means? For a team that had scored 14 goals, they didn't even have a way to score. They couldn't fashion out a chance. I think they had 2 shots on target, or a shot on target, and that shot came very far away, and Bruno had to just parry the ball. So it was a master class from Walid Regragui, once again stamping his authority on the African scene, and once again telling everyone that going to the World Cup semi-final wasn't a fluke. Because I know there are a lot of Moroccans who still doubt him. They still feel he's not done enough because he's not won the AFCON. But irrespective of what happens on Sunday, I think he deserves credit. Walid is a top man.
Okay. So I think everything was against Nigeria, and it was left with their mentality. Because listen, before this game, even their previous game, the quarterfinal game, their journalists were begging Nigerians to come to Morocco to support the team. That's how many they were in Morocco. It's like there are very few. And if you know Nigerians, they are the Africans that are spread across the world. They go everywhere in this world. And so, honestly, they also have issues in their back room to solve. Everything came to play. But for me, I'm happy Morocco won, especially because of how they played the penalties. The penalties
for me
really
too,
great.
what I see is Nigeria's games, you see they are the most team with more goals. And who has been their creator? Iwobi. And I think the Moroccans found a strategy that we stop Iwobi, we killed Nigeria. And I think that's how the Moroccans got them. And Iwobi, they stopped them, and then that was it. They couldn't do anything again. There was no one distributing balls to the Lukmans and the Osimhens.
They had to go and look for their own balls.
The thing about, they just have to admit. You see, this is what
we are admitting, but we also
it's just
say
like,
we
I think
the
this time around Nigerians are behaving like Ghanaians because clearly have a penalty problem because they failed to qualify for the World Cup.
But why did Osimhen come off?
I don't know. He failed to qualify for the World Cup because of penalty shootouts, right? They lost to DR Congo. And what did the coach do after that game? He said it was voodoo or juju or whatever. Instead of admitting your penalty kicks were poor on the day, you said it was voodoo. Look at the kind of penalty Chukwueze and coach.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
horrendous.
And that Samuel's penalty, if he looked at the goalkeeper, he would have seen that Bono has moved.
Yes.
Because Bono moved and
The guy was
looking
moving early, always.
And they were focusing on the ball. Sort of, you need to at least start the goalkeeper a little bit and know his movements. But
no, but we are staying at the ball. Looking at the goalkeeper.
he went. If he saw the goalkeeper, he'd have seen that Bono had moved and just put it on the other side. Because Bono was waiting for the ball and the ball came to him.
Now you have to see, there were a lot of, you can talk about a lot of things that were against Nigeria, but you also have to look at the fact that these players or this Nigerian team seems to crumble when like the pressure is very high. We saw them beat Ivory Coast in the first group game in the last edition. But when they met in the final, just look at the football they were playing. You realize, and I read that Nigeria's record against host nation is not that good. It's not perfect.
No.
They've just won 3 in 10 games against host nation. So all these things I feel Nigeria were going to crumble when the pressure was very high. They were going to crumble, and I was expecting the crumbling to come against Algeria. So when they beat Algeria, I was like,
maybe.
Are they really that good?
We are quickly, but let me ask Selwyn a question before we get our thoughts on the final, the competitors in the final. You said Nigeria was going to win the African Cup of Nations. If you watched our video, he said So what do you make of their performance?
Before I said that my team was Morocco. I said the instant video. I said that first I was thinking of Morocco, but with the way they were behaving in the tournament, now I'm switching to Nigeria because obviously Nigeria.
So have you switched back now?
What I saw with Senegal looked like they're very dangerous side, but Morocco is the host nation and they are going to the same effect they had on Nigeria. They'll have the same effect on Senegal. But then come to it, yes.
No, but yes. Let me add. It would have the same
also
effect.
said Egypt.
Yeah, it would have. No, they were favorite. But
You
I
also
said
said
no.
Egypt.
But I said.
Salah.
I said Salah. Salah is the best in Africa, undoubtedly. Honestly, listen. The mentality, like you were saying, the pressure. The difference is that they have a Sadio Mane. You see, that could be Senegal's little advantage over Nigeria. They have a Sadio Mane who has won the African Cup of Nations, who is also going to play in his very last AFCON, and he wants to make an impression. And a Sadio
I think
Mane.
what is going to happen on Sunday is Senegal will play a more relaxed game because what happens? Even if we lose, we won it just in 2021.
No pressure.
Let's say 60%. No, 60%. No. That's what I'm saying. They're going to play under less pressure as compared to someone who wants to win it for the first time since 1976. You see, Morocans feel.
Okay, there will be more pressure on Morocco than Senegal.
They won't have a better opportunity to win an AFCON than this one.
Yes, right.
So Senegal will have the luxury of being relaxed, playing the ball, and if you have a squad like Senegal with the players playing a more relaxed game, it's going to be at the advantage. So I think Walid has to be about psychology. Yeah. The Moroccan players have to be told that they've done well. They've done extremely well. They've broken a lot of records in this tournament. Yeah. They won a knockout game for the first time in so many years. They won a semi-final game for the first time since 2004. They're in the first final since 2004. They are playing their first. So they've broken a lot of records, and this squad deserves a lot of credit. So whatever happens on Sunday, they have to understand that they've done a very good job, and they have to they have to be proud of themselves. So I think it's pure has to do with how they approach the game. But it's going to be extremely difficult because
It's gonna
Senegal
be difficult.
are a very good side.
Very,
Good
very
side
good.
because
Yeah.
I said that the Senegal team they can replace every single player in the lineup
Everyone.
and they'll be okay.
Koulibaly left, Sarr came in,
Yeah.
and he did fantastically well. In the middle, Kamara can be Ghana, it could be Papegay, anyone. Comes
Because
in.
I watched Senegal against Brazil and the intensity and it
It
was
wasn't
crazy.
a friendly. That
Yeah.
wasn't a friendly.
It didn't feel like Senegal were an African side. I was so
Yeah,
proud.
very good. They played
Yeah.
good
They were
football.
I was
Yeah.
so proud. I was like,
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
we have like an African team or a West African team that can rival or challenge
Yep.
like an elite country
Like
for
Brazil,
football.
yeah.
So it was really, really good. I enjoyed that game, and I said that prior to the tournament, I predicted 3 teams. Ivory Coast unfortunately disappointed me, or I slotted him in because I thought they deserve respect for what they did in the last tournament.
Yeah.
So I said Senegal and Morocco and Ivory Coast, and Senegal and Morocco are in the final. So it's basically what like has translated from the
No
FIFA
underdog.
standards.
No underdog story.
There was not going to be any upsets. The only upset would have been Ghana
tournament.
qualifying, Ghana being
Hello.
kicked out.
Listen. How did he just put Ghana in this conversation?
Ghana is the only upset that was going to happen. If Ghana qualified first round, but
Please.
Now, honestly,
Please.
if Ghana was in this tournament,
That would have been
looking at
only
the
upset.
performance.
There was
do you think we can compete
there
with
was
any of these?
Mozambique and
Bro, those scores.
There was no upset. Name one
these
major
small-
upset. Maybe
No,
Gabon.
me. Okay, the team that I thought would do great or should have done better was Benin, but I mean, Benin, because of what they showed in the qualifiers. What they showed in the
Fair
qualifiers.
enough.
So on Sunday, Morocco will meet Senegal, and Fiao, it could be Senegalese coach. It could be his very first African Cup of Nations trophy, and he could be the youngest coach to win.
But don't forget he won the African version of the AFCON for the
Chan.
home-based players. Chan, he won it. So
but not the big one.
it feels like this role was being prepared for him. He's a very good manager. He's done a tremendous job, and I just want him to win it, just so that people will know that all we said
to
about
stand people.
No. All we said about Aliou Cisse, we were not wrong, because I thought Aliou Cisse should have won at least 2 AFCON titles.
Please.
He had the best generation of Senegal players, and he won just one. Even now one's a penalties against
Please.
So
Verdict on Sunday. What is your final verdict for Sunday's
Well,
final?
exciting, especially yesterday in Tangier. You could see Moroccans were happy, Senegalese, everybody's celebrating together, we're hugging each other.
We'll see you next Sunday. Celebrate
As a
together.
Senegalese, Moroccans were coming to me and hugging me. It was really good.
Wow, they're hugging
Oh,
you.
yeah. There was someone in the street, like, I'll show you videos where there was traffic, and then someone got out of his car, came to hug me, and everybody's celebrating.
Because the contract will be crazy on Sunday,
No,
but I don't know.
I feel it's going to be another host and win country. I feel Morocco is going
To me,
win
I
it.
see that happening.
Yeah. I just want them
I will
to
stand
win
with
it.
I'll
But
stand
I
with my Senegal.
also want them to win it because I want them to win it so I know what's going to happen after this. Are they going to host another tournament? Because they are hosting everything.
Yes,
Right now, everything comes to them.
Yeah,
That's everything.
So let me just ask this. In my opinion, I think 3rd and 4th should be scrapped from AFCON. What do you think?
I was
That,
telling
that,
someone.
we will have that conversation in another video because no way. Otherwise, for me, it is a good consolation for any team.
No, I think it's a needless venture. Because yesterday at the mixed zone, the Nigerian journalists were saying they were going to fly out on Friday.
But who cares if Nigerian journalists want to fly out the next day? I mean, we have
that's what I'm saying.
The
that
players need
the players
their
need
fans around.
something. The players. So
No,
you know
but-
what? If they scrap it, it means that the women's team, Ghana women's team, would have come home with nothing from the previous WAFCON.
That one is not my problem.
Okay, it should be a problem. So that was our semi-final discussion on the ongoing 2025 African Cup of Nations, where Senegal met Egypt and defeated them. The only game in the 2 games that had a goal in open play, and then there was that second game in Rabat between Morocco and Nigeria. So the final has been set. It's Morocco versus Senegal, both having won the African Cup of Nations just once. And we will be back in our next video, hopefully talk about the final, and we'll be in the colors. Hopefully it's Senegal for me and Morocco for the boys. And I had Selwyn and...
Efson.
Okay, we'll see you in our next video. Bye.